In today's lecture, I will be discussing with you about the basics of crime beat. In this lecture, I will be covering several topics including what is a journalist beat, introduction to crime reporting, history of crime reporting in India, qualities of a good crime reporter, types of crime, sources of a crime beat, crime reports in India, some keywords which are related to crime beat, how to write a story based on crime, and some of the crucial stories on crime in India. We will also discuss about the business of crime reporting, media ethics in reporting crime, trends in reporting crime, several books which are important as far as crime beat is concerned, and challenges in reporting crime. So first of all, let us delve into beat. What is a beat? In journalism, a beat refers to a specific topic or area of expertise that a reporter focuses on, like politics, healthcare, education, or crime, allowing them to develop a deep knowledge and sources in that field. It is a genre of journalism focused on a particular issue, sector, organization, or institution over time. Beat came into focus at the end of the 19th century in the United States with the aim to increase the efficiency of journalistic work. There are three major beats that the reporters tend to follow, or I would say which are very, very popular. These are heavily prevalent in our society and get the most engagement. These are crime, cricket, and cinema. Now let us discuss about what is crime. So before knowing crime beat, we must know what is crime. The intentional commission of an act usually deemed socially harmful or dangerous and specifically defined, prohibited and punishable under criminal law. Oxford Dictionary defines crime as an act punishable by law, as forbidden by statute or injurious to the public welfare. Sir William Blackstone, in his Commentaries on the Laws of England, defined crime as an act committed or omitted in violation of public law, forbidding or commanding it. Stated simply, crime is violation of a criminal code. It is an act prohibited by law as injurious to the public. It is an act deemed by law to be harmful to the society in general, though the ultimate sufferer is generally an individual. It is essentially a relative definition of behavior that is constantly undergoing change. So what is crime reporting? If you want to be a journalist or you are already a practicing journalist, you must know the basics of crime reporting. Crime reporting is an integral part of journalism, shedding light on societal issues, holding authorities accountable, raising public awareness. In India, a country with a rich cultural and political history, crime reporting has undergone significant changes. Crime reporting in India holds a very special space in country's media landscape, reflecting the intersection of law, society, and justice. From its origin during the colonial era, when newspapers documented crimes to expose injustices under British rule, to the modern age of digital and broadcast journalism, crime reporting has evolved as a powerful tool for accountability and reforms. From colonial era journalism to modern digital media, crime reporting in India mirrors the evolution of both media and the society. In a nation as diverse as India, crime reporting often sheds light on the socio-economic and cultural dynamics underpinning criminal activities, addressing issues such as corruption, gender violence, communal tensions, and organized crime. The role of the media in shaping public perception, influencing policy, and holding institutions accountable cannot be overstated. However, the essential aspect of journalism also raises questions about ethics, sensationalism, and privacy, requiring a delicate balance to serve the public interest without compromising integrity. Crime reporting in India is not just about documenting incidents, but about fostering justice, awareness, and change in a rapidly transforming society. This lecture explores the historical journey of crime reporting, the role of the media revolution, ethical challenges, and notable case studies. So, why is it important for a student of journalism to know about crime reporting? Actually, crime reporting is a crucial skill for journalism students to understand, as it plays a significant role in informing the public and shaping societal awareness. For journalism students, it is vital to learn how to handle sensitive topics with responsibility, balancing public interest with the rights of individuals involved. Crime stories often come with emotional and ethical challenges or dilemmas, requiring journalists to avoid sensationalism and focus on fact-based reporting. This is very, very important. Journalists or the students must understand how to cover such cases without jeopardizing justice or privacy. Crime reporting helps foster critical thinking about the role of media in shaping public opinion, judicial outcomes, and the overall perception of justice in society. In short, mastering crime reporting equips journalism students with the tools to navigate complex, often controversial stories while upholding ethical standards and ensuring that their work contributes positively to the society. So, what is the history of crime in India? This is something you must know and you must try to read more about it. I am just giving you a snippet. So, in ancient India, crime and morality were not different or independent of each other. Things which were prohibited by dharma were not allowed. Some crimes in ancient India were caste-based crimes. So, caste-based violence was very common during this period, and individual rights of people belonging to some other varna were taken away without any prosecution. Untouchability and segregation was an intrinsic part of the society. Then there were religion-based crimes. While not all rulers engaged in such acts, religion was frequently used as a tool for political control and suppression during medieval India. In medieval India, common types of crimes included theft, especially cattle theft, robbery, adultery, murder, violence against social hierarchy, forgery, false evidence, slander, gambling, and offences against religious practices, with punishments often depending on the social status of the offender and the severity of the crime, ranging from fines to mutilation and even death penalties. The pre-colonial definition of crime and criminality existed in an elaborate form in text and scriptures, but the legal perception of crime and criminality in the British period is essentially a colonial construction. Britain started in the 19th century considering the criminals as a separate species and as others in Britain, and in the same way they started to treat the Indians as criminals. In India, they adopted a scientific approach and a method of scientific classification of criminal behavior, which was assumed, and the conclusion was reached that the Indian society was full of hereditary and habitual criminals. They assumed too that Indians were uncivilized tribes and were to be reformed through a system of punishment. So we have gone all through that. Crime reporting in India dates back to the British colonial era, when newspapers such as the Bengal Gazette began documenting criminal cases. I am sure if you are a student of journalism, you will be aware of the Bengal Gazette. Initially, crime reports focused on sensational cases to attract readership. When it comes to crime, the Bengal Gazette would often report on criminal cases, legal proceedings, and sometimes sensational events of the time, offering a glimpse into the law enforcement practices and social issues of the 18th and early 19th centuries in India. However, much of the content of Bengal Gazette was also influenced by political climate, especially given that the newspaper sometimes criticized the British East India Company and the ruling British officials. Now let us discuss about some of the special agencies which you must know if you want to know about crime beat. And I would suggest that you should further do research on these agencies so that you are fully aware of their role and their functions. So the first one and the foremost is CBI, which is Central Bureau of Investigation. CBI is functioning under the Ministry of Personnel, Public Grievances and Pensions, Government of India. It is a premier investigative police agency in India. It is an elite force playing a major role in preservation of values in public life and in ensuring the health of the national economy. It is also the nodal police agency in India which coordinates investigations on behalf of Interpol member countries. Then is IB, which is Intelligence Bureau, established in 1968. The Intelligence Bureau is India's internal security and counter-intelligence agency under the Ministry of Home Affairs, which is called MHA. It was founded in 1887 as a central specific branch. IB is often regarded as the oldest extant intelligence organization in the world. Until 1968, it handled both domestic and foreign intelligence, after which the Research and Analysis Wing RWA was formed specially for foreign intelligence. Following that, the IB was primarily assigned the role of domestic intelligence and internal security. So this is RAW, about which I mentioned in the last slide. RAW, Research and Analysis Wing, was created in 1968 following India's defeat in the 1962 Sino-Indian War and the subsequent realization of the need for a more robust intelligence agency. Its primary mission is to gather external intelligence, counterintelligence, and conduct covert operations in foreign countries to safeguard India's national security and interests. RAW is headed by a Secretary Research who is an officer of the Indian Administrative Service IAS or the Indian Police Service, which is IPS. The agency has the following functions: intelligence gathering, counterintelligence, covert operations, border security and terrorism, monitoring political and strategic analysis, collaborating with other agencies like IB and international agencies like CIA, etc. Now, let us discuss about NIA. The full form of NIA is National Investigation Agency, which was formed in 2008. National Investigation Agency is a law enforcement agency in India with specific focus on counter-terrorism. It comes under the Ministry of Home Affairs. The primary mandate of the agency is to investigate and prosecute offences that have national and cross-border implications, specifically focusing on terrorism, insurgency, and other related matters. It is empowered to investigate cases that involve threats to the sovereignty, security and integrity of India. It has the authority to conduct searches, make seizures and arrests, as well as to collect evidence and maintain a database of terrorist organizations and their members. The agency came into existence with the enactment of the National Investigation Agency Act 2008 by the Parliament of India on 31st December 2008, which was passed after the deadly 26/11 terror attack in Mumbai. Such an attack revealed the failure of intelligence and ability to track such activities by existing agencies in India. Hence, the Government of India realized the need for a specific body to deal with terror related activities in India, thereby establishing the NIA. Then is forensic sciences. I am sure you would have heard about this several times or read about it also in the past. Forensic science is the application of the methods of the natural and physical sciences to matters of criminal and civil law. Forensic science can be involved not only in investigation and prosecution of crimes such as rape, murder and drug trafficking, but also in matters in which a crime has not been committed, but in which someone is charged with a civil wrong, such as willful pollution of air or water or causing industrial injuries. Almost any science can be a forensic science because almost any science can contribute to solving a crime or evaluating a civil harm. In fact, with few exceptions, forensic sciences are no different in what they study than traditional sciences. The only difference is that forensic scientists apply the methods and techniques of established sciences to legal matters. Some major areas under forensic sciences are forensic anthropology, which is the study of human remains to help solve criminal cases. Then criminalistics, it involves collecting, identifying and comparing evidence from crime scenes. Forensic odontology, branch of forensic science that uses dental knowledge to identify people and analyze dental evidence in legal settings. Then there is psychiatric and behavioral science, toxicology, forensic entomology, forensic pathology. Observations in the 1953 report. The 1953 NCRB report, the first edition of the Crime in India report, provides insights into the changes that occurred following India's independence with regard to tackling crime. It records that as economic conditions improved in independent India, the police were able to devote more time to enforcing law and order, leading to a decline in the annual report volume of crime in the country from 6.54 lakh cases in 1949 to 6.01 lakh cases in 1953. So, there was a reduction of 7.95%. However, criminal activities recorded at that time appear to be more traditional in nature and were recorded under only a few heads: murder, kidnapping, abduction, dacoity, robbery, breaking into a house, theft and rioting. The report also detailed several handicaps in police work. The lowest number of police persons per 1 lakh population compared to advanced countries, a drop in the quality of recruitment and a decline in fear of the police among criminals. Additionally, the quality of the police system was poor on account of archaic methods of investigation, lack of forensic science laboratories, poor medico-legal examination and case disposal delays in the courts. Now, I would like to discuss with you the types of crime. crime can be broadly categorized into personal, organized, political, and cybercrime. It often reflects underlying social, economic, and cultural issues. In India, crimes like domestic violence, corruption, and communal violence are deeply rooted in socio-economic disparities. The media's role is to highlight these characteristics, contributing to public discourse and policy making. So, while discussing types of crime, let us go one by one. The first one is personal crimes, which are the offenses against the person. These are crimes that result in physical or mental harm to another person. Under this comes violent crimes, homicide, assault, battery, and riots. Then there are violent crimes, crimes against women, domestic violence, rape, dowry, female infanticide, and trafficking. There are crimes against children, crimes against senior citizens, hate crimes, and false imprisonment. Then there are certain crimes which are statutory in nature, which means a violation of a specific state or federal statute and can involve either property offense or personal offenses like terrorism, which is highlighting extremist activities and their protection laws, illegal hacking, driving under influence, environmental offenses, violating regulations related to pollution or waste disposal as outlined by environmental regulations like hunting of endangered species.